And then another.
Morning, everybody. It is 4:20. That is right, April 20th, 2018, and you are tuned into the Blitz Morning Show, and I am your host. My name is Toby Brendel. He is I, and I am him. Oh, what a gorgeous day here in Saskatchewan. What more? Check the temperature. When I woke up, it was +1. Not no -20, not no -40, but +1. Times are great. On top of that, it's Friday. If you want to argue, be it. All said, all done. I could care less. It's Friday, Friday, Friday. Yeah. It's a good day. Well, okay, my first topic for today is something quite unique. And you might be thinking, what are you talking about? All right, so my topic today is when I was driving through Weyburn, I went past the old King George Hotel, Fitzgerald's. You know, it's been shut down for the last possibly 3 years because of bad management, and as well as one of the old owners, he actually, I'm not going to say it, he just had a little bit of vacay, so new people took over, closed just all of a sudden quick. Everybody was out of a job, people were homeless. Anywho, well, the weird part about it was when I drove by, I noticed something was missing. All right, whatever. Got to the intersection, drove a little bit more, got across the intersection, kind of stopped, looked. There's no more for sale signs. Does that mean the building got sold, or is the city going to tear it down? So many questions, so many answers need to be answered. So if you're in the Weyburn area and you know, hit us up at theblitztalks@gmail.com with the subject line, King George information. Doing that will help ensure me getting to it, me contacting you, and actually asking what's going on. Because really, I would like to find out. That building's been around for over 100 years. There's a lot of history, even history that you tend to question. I just don't want it to get tore down like a bunch of the other buildings that have been. That's one thing that Weyburn doesn't really do too well, is preserve history. We have a water tower that was built in the early 1900s. Just because nobody was going to paint it or the upkeep, they were going to tear it down. Somebody basically said, if you give me the paint, I'll paint it for you. And that's what they did. They got the paint, he got up to the top, he painted it. Looks absolutely wonderful. But the biggest thing is, why destroy history? People, can enjoy history when it comes to pictures, stories. But you just can't get the real feel of history unless it's in front of you. Taking a look at a house that was built in the 1800s. True, you can't fathom the actual history of it, but you can say, that's that? My cousin right now is probably living in a house built in the early 1900s as well, or right around the 1920s. It's so old that it has the boiler in the basement. Some of the light switches are like the hardcore old school switches. 3 floors, building square, basically cut off in 4s. Like, it's the old house. The history that thing has could tell you many life stories, many families, the ups, the downs, the struggles. Otherwise, most people nowadays, they look at it, oh, that's too old. I don't want it. Sometimes you have to take the old, refresh it, make it new, and make it beautiful. The houses now, they basically can get built in like 3 months from breaking the soil to family moving in. Okay, give or take like maybe a year. Where back in the day, the fathers built those houses probably from kits from Sears. If you're listening to this in the future, Sears used to be a very big corporation that had anything and everything that you could possibly order. The biggest thing that I remember about Sears is the Sears catalog. It came out every year right around Christmas. You took a pen and you circled everything that you wanted, each and every page. Now, let's go back to the story. And you don't see much about those old school houses anymore just because they're old, they're worn. Families are forced out because of the conditions or even the economy, so they basically got ran down to the point where they couldn't be saved. It's very sad. Very, very sad. Seriously, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and if it means letting it go, let it go! Let it go! Your house doesn't want you anyway. No? Yeah. Oh, dude. Guys, do that. Girls. The other day, I got text messages from my Uncle Hoyman. It was the first time in a long time that he actually, we had a conversation. It wasn't too long, but it was long enough where it kind of made my day. Hoyman's been busy. He works for a crane company, lifting big loads, cranking it. Talk about the good old days. Even though half the times that the good old days are just looking at it going, what the hell are you talking about? Good old days, I tell you. Anywho, let's kind of mosey on. Yeah, I didn't do Twitter news. Last night when I was in the tub, I was trying to figure out, okay, what topic could I talk about? And really, it wasn't a really productive Twitter news feed. I had more interesting conversations and even looking at interesting things when it comes to just driving around town. Oh, one thing that I do want to try, and so far am 0 for 2, is we have 2 companies in Weyburn that basically do embroidery, silk screening, things like that. So I approached him, told him who I was, I told him the 2 stations, and I asked him very nicely if there was any way that if people are allowed to order, just say, for example, 1 t-shirt or 1 sweater, could they? They looked at the message, but they never got back to me. Sad, I know, but it's going to give me a chance and an opportunity to see if shopping local is actually a good thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm totally 100% in favor of shopping local. But when it comes to a question like that, let's see how long it takes for them to get back to me. I'm one of those people, if I send you a message, you look at it, you read it, but you don't get back, that means that you're either not interested or you just don't care. And if you're not interested, message the person back and saying, well, I'm sorry, we don't feel that this could help our business out in any ways. Interact with them. Make them feel like you want their business later. And just don't go, yeah, whatever, I don't care about you. That's got to be one of the worst things that you could possibly do. Like, idiosity. Because if they don't message back in about a week, I'm going to probably message them and say, well, thank you for your time and your honesty. That's basically about it. As far as I know what I'm going to write. But when people message me, I want to interact with them. So if you have a question about the station, if you have a question about how can you advertise, I will get back to you within 24 hours. There's no doubt about that one. Usually, probably an hour to 2 is my time limit that I've set to get back to people, because waiting is the hardest part. Plus, besides, shop local, that's the best way to go. Even if I have to go out of town to find it, at least the money's staying in Saskatchewan and possibly in our community in the future. So, yeah. Weird. What are we at today? We're almost at our minimum quota, which is actually kind of shocking. Any big plans for this weekend? Me personally, I have to get my own personal vehicle cleaned out, thrown away the trash, the stuff that don't need to be in there, just for the simple fact we got a message in the mail from our landlord saying, please remove your unregistered vehicle. The dumb thing is, when I moved in, I told him it was my personal vehicle. True, the tires are flat. That's simple. Take them off, fill them up, boom, I'm ready to go. Why would I use my personal vehicle, spend over $150 to $200 a month extra for that when I can use the van that I'm using now for little drives around town, stuff like that? It just doesn't make sense. So now I got to get rid of my personal vehicle to make my landlord happy. That part pisses me off really, really badly. I just shake my head sometimes. Some people, you can tell them one thing and that's about it. I need to have a system where I can tell somebody, write it down. And if somebody says, you never said that, and look at the book, it's like, oh yeah, it's this day at this time. You know how much trouble I could get into? Because I know there's tons of times where I'll tell somebody something, then they message and go, you never told me that. It's like, yes I did. With today's day and age, with everybody, when it comes to phoning, emailing, texting, messaging, everything is recorded. For example, when you phone, it shows you the time that you phoned and to who and how many times. Messaging, it's always there. You can actually take your program, save it for future use. It's really, really, really freaking interesting. So, yeah, within the next half a week, I have to clean my van and get rid of it. So many memories. That van did 180 kilometers an hour. So beautiful. 2 kids. Or is it 3 kids? 2 kids. One was actually almost born in it. I don't know. I'm just rambling. I'm doing the tangent thing, so it's a tangent day on a Friday. Too bad I never came up with that idea. Tangent bound. Tangent show. It's tangent time. Yeah. Super cheesy. Anywho, yeah, so that's been basically about my day, my week. Gotta figure something out. With my brain, I'll figure it out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Until then, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to follow me, you can always follow me on Twitter at TobyInTheAM. You can follow the station on Twitter at The Blitz Talks. Questions, comments, ideas, stories, theblitztalks@gmail.com. Or you can even search for us on Facebook at The Blitz Morning Show or The Blitz Talks. Make sure you like, follow, and share. And let's go and get this thing out there. Woohoo! Whoop, whoop. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. And I will see you Monday. As well as Alex, hopefully, we can do a show on the Blitz Edge. Talk to you later. Peace.